Hi, this is Simon from Fingers on Plastic, and this is a very large box. Now, when this box arrived, I assumed it was going to have like polystyrene at either end, filling it out. I've been looking forward to this. Now I have to say, I love DX9's boxes. I think they're great. Every time, especially I think Tyrant was a personal favourite of mine. This is a very large box. I'm really excited for this. Oh my. Oof. Ooh, there goes some bits and bobs. Oh, bloody good. Instructions, some sort of plastic clip, collector's card, sword and a gun. Don't care about those just yet. Ooh. Another sword that, well, let's face it, my daughter could use this. This could... Whew. That is quite the sword. Oh yeah, that weird insect gun. And it rolls nicely. So let's face it, you want to see more of it than me. It's quite large. I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't know it was going to be this big. So I've just got it out of its box. I'm going to go and get to know him a little bit better, mess around with him. This video is just going to be about this portion of the figure. This portion will get his own video when he, you know, like he's finished. Oh, the door's open. That's so cool. Right. Oh, I love this thing already. I'll have to go and dig out Road King as well. Fans Toys one. Anyway, I'll be back. Transformation is fun. I enjoyed transforming this guy. I tell you, he looks fab. Really good. I'll do some size comparisons in a minute. So, his head actually sort of pops up to give him a little neck, which can go left, right, tiny bit of attitude, down, up, all the way around. Arms, all the way around. He does indeed offer the full cuddle. Elbow, wrist, hands, the thumb and trigger finger are independent, and then the last three are pinned. And we have wrist. We have ab crunch, so you can bend down to see who's just stepped on. Waist. that far out. That far forward. That far back. The hip skirt is just one piece. I think I would have preferred it if it was split down the middle or split into three like on other figures, but again, minor quibble. Lovely, lovely deep knee. And foot, tilt for days. I love this figure. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So you want some size comparisons, I would imagine. So first of all, let's bring in his wave mate. There we go, look at that. Wave mate, his teammate. So that works quite nicely. Let's bring in... Whilst we're talking about him, has anyone else noticed the little face on the back of his head? And this windscreen refuses to not pop off. Still a great figure, but could be more secure. We have randomly a Fans Toys reflector. I knew his name. We have a Siege Red Wing. Weird, the figures I just randomly have to hand. And we have Light of Freedom. These two are pretty good next to each other. And look at that. I like this. I think this works well. But what was that? There's one other comparison you want. One moment. Would it perchance be this fella right here? This is where it gets interesting. So Fans Toys is taller, heavier, and sort of mostly more cartoon accurate. Again, for the record, I don't mind this backpack. I think it's perfectly fine. I love this. I love this figure. Oof, it's tough. So, not that this has ever happened, but imagine that if there were two members of the opposite sex you could choose from, and one was sort of more attractive but a little bit more wild and a bit more dangerous, but one was going to be faithful and loving for the rest of your life. Who would you go for? Wouldn't that be a nice problem to have? I love both of them. I am going to do so with the Dinobots. I did a versus Dinobots. I will do a versus Stunticons when both sets are finished. Oh, cop-out answer. Got one. This is the better collector's piece. This is a collector's piece. And, will look good on shelves, will carry some weight to it. This is the better toy. You can play with this one. No more need for verses. I think that sums up the whole DX9. I think these will, sit together better. They will pose and they will be a solid presence. But if you want to play and mess around with your figures, these are the ones to go for. Also, this is much cheaper than him. But yeah. And I really like the idea to me of what they're doing, that this is the Menasor sort of framework that transforms. I like that. They have missed a slight trick. It would be nice if you can get an add-on that bolts onto him so you could make like a truck, or if something could fold out and be like the rest of the truck, or something that plugs on here so it can store. because it just sort of flaps in the wind when he's not connected or doing anything. But I think that's a fantastic idea. I really like this idea. It works. I'll be interesting to see what Fans Toys come up with. I haven't had a really good look at his face yet, have we? It's tough. They're both. You know who it is, don't you? It's the time is going to come when I finish both sets that I'm going to have to sell one set. And that is going to be a problem because I don't know which one to go for. I have this came with it. I have legitimately no idea what it's for. If anybody knows, please do say in the comments below. There's going to be more videos about this guy. Card. Well, it's quite a small card, which is. So with this, I did use the instructions, but more as a guide. So it's like every couple of pages, I just check something, but most of it goes how you'd expect it to go. It's just sort of unfolding and tabbing back together, and it works. You know, I'm going to be messing around with this guy for most of the day, I reckon. Just flicking in between modes. If you do the ab crunch, so a little thing to be warning, if you're messing with the ab crunch, don't put your finger in there, because as it crunches, it will pinch. But, where's his gun? A sword. Not helpful. So his gun, so there, one big lump of plastic. Now, I would actually go as far as saying I think this gun is a little bit too big. It's great, it's a gun, it looks like it will cannon someone to smithereens, but it could probably be about 80% of the size and still achieve its look. Sword wise, nothing's going anywhere, is it? Ooh. Drop anything. So yes, DX9 Capone, thoroughly recommended. Thank you, Greg. What was that?
Fingers on plastic.